Hello friends, this video lecture is on the topic inside our earth. In this lecture, we will be talking about interior of the earth, tectonic plates, rocks and minerals. Aparna was surprised when her mother told her that we get sparkling diamonds from coal mines. We get coal, diamond, marble, quartz and all petroleum products from the earth, her mother further added. Aparna wondered how we get so many things from the earth. Now, the Earth is about 460 million years old. It has undergone numerous changes till date. Although studies have been going on for ages, we still have very limited knowledge about the interior of the Earth. It is said that the temperature of the Earth increases with the increase in depth. The density and pressure of the rock materials also increase as the depth increases. The temperature in the center of the Earth is approximately the same as that of the Sun, that is 6000 degrees centigrade. Do you know? Geologists are scientists who do detailed studies of the interior of the earth. Now, talking about the interior of the earth. The interior of the earth is divided into different layers based on their chemical properties. These layers are concentric, that is layer lies on top of the other just like an onion. The three such layers are crust, mantle and core. Now talking about crust. Crust is the outermost and the thinnest layer on the Earth's surface. It is also called lithosphere. The crust is divided into two parts, continental crust and oceanic crust. The continental crust is about 35 kilometers thick and is relatively thicker than the oceanic crust. Continental crust form large land masses. This crust is made up of silica and alumina. So it is called Sial. The thinner layer, that is the oceanic crust, is found below the oceans and is only about 5 kilometers thick. The main mineral constituents of oceanic crust are silica and magnesium. Therefore, it is also called Sima. Talking about mantle. Mantle is just below the crust and is about 2900 kilometers thick. Most of the mass of the earth is stored in mantle. It is made up of very dense rocks and minerals such as iron and magnesium. The mantle is also divided into two layers, upper layer and lower layer. The upper layer, that is a layer of the inner earth where the crust begins to melt into the mantle, remains in the molten state and is called asthenosphere. Asthenosphere extends up to 200 kilometers down the mantle. Core. The center of the earth is called core. It lies below the mantle. The average radius is about 3500 kilometers. Core is made up of nickel and iron and therefore it is called knife. Ni for nickel and Fe for iron. The central core has very high temperature and pressure. So, what are tectonic plates? The earth crust is broken into several rock plates and that float like icebergs or rafts on the upper mantle. Now we just have read that upper mantle has a part which is in semi-solid state just below the crust and that is called asthenosphere. It is 200 kilometers thick. So on top of it, the crust floats as if it's like an iceberg or a raft. So they remain in continuous motion and carry either continents or oceans on top of them. The change in the shape of continents can be attributed to these movements. It is due to these movements that earthquakes and volcanic eruptions takes place. The supercontinent Pangaea broke into several pieces about 200 million years ago due to the movement of tectonic plates, and these pieces drifted to the present locations. So, there was a 200 million years ago a supercontinent called Pangaea, but it so happened that due to these tectonic movements, the supercontinent broke apart into the continents which you see in present day, and it so drifted as you can see in the present day, and the spaces between the continents becomes the ocean of today. So if you observe closely, the continents fit like a jigsaw puzzle. You can, for example, if you see the eastern part of South America, it will or match the western part of African plate like a jigsaw puzzle. So I leave up to you to observe more such pairs which can form a jigsaw puzzle. So, talking about rocks and minerals, rocks are obtained from the earth's crust. They are of different colors, textures, shapes, and chemical compositions. They are made up of different minerals. However, their chemical composition is not definite. Minerals are naturally occurring substances present in the rocks. They are solid which have a definite chemical composition. Most of the minerals have crystalline structure. Their size varies depending on the conditions under which rocks in which they are present were formed, and minerals are of two types, metallic and non-metallic. Some examples of minerals are gold, aluminium, uranium, etc. What are the uses of rocks and minerals then? Rocks and minerals are used for a variety of purposes. They are also a source of various precious stones and natural resources. Some of their uses are: in prehistoric times, people used rocks to make weapons and tools. Rocks are widely used for construction purposes. Fertilizers are made from salts of rocks. Precious stones are used for making jewelry. Some rocks are used as fuels, for example, coal, natural gas, and petroleum. What are the types of rocks? Depending upon the formation, geologists have divided them into three types: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Igneous rocks: when molten magma cools and solidifies, igneous rocks are formed. They are also called primary rocks as they are the oldest rocks to be found. They have a crystalline structure. Based on whether igneous rocks have cooled and solidified inside or outside the earth's surface, they are named as extrusive or intrusive. The rocks that cool down inside the earth's surface are called intrusive rocks. Since the rate of cooling inside the earth's surface is slow, crystals formed on cooling are large. For example, granite. The rocks that cool on the earth's surface are called extrusive rocks. Due to fast cooling, the crystals forms are finely grained, for example, basalt. Some features of igneous rocks are: these rocks are hard and compact, they do not contain remains of dead plants and animals, they do not allow water to percolate through them, valuable metals like gold, silver, iron are found in these rocks. Sedimentary rocks, weathering and erosion are the two processes by which rocks are broken down. These broken pieces are carried to different places by various agents like rain, water, wind, plants, and animals. These broken pieces are called sediments. Sediments get settled in the lowlands, river, ocean beds. These sediments form layer after layer and over a period of time get compressed due to the pressure extended by the overlying layers. These rocks that are formed due to compression are called sedimentary rocks. They are the most widespread rocks and cover almost 75% of the total Earth's surface. Examples of these rocks are sandstone, salt, and coal. Some features of sedimentary rocks are: these rocks are soft as compared to igneous rocks. These rocks are uniformly arranged in horizontal layers, one above the other. These rocks are found under water bodies and have marks of waves and mud cracks on them. Remains of plants and animals of all fossils are also present in these rocks. Metamorphic rocks. These rocks were either igneous or sedimentary, but changed either due to extreme heat or pressure. Heat and pressure change the properties of these rocks, such as their color, hardness, or texture. It takes hundreds of years for these rocks to form. For example, limestone changes into marble, sandstone changes into quartz. Some features of metamorphic rocks are: they do not erode easily and are weather resistant. They are found on the earth's surface when movement inside the earth brings them up. Rock cycle. The change of one type of rock into another type under certain conditions in a cyclical manner is known as rock cycle. The rock cycle has been going on ever since rocks were formed. It has no beginning or end. The following steps will help you understand the rock cycle in a better way. We know that when molten magma cools, it solidifies and forms igneous rocks. When subjected to cold, wind, snow, and heat, these igneous rocks breaks down into smaller pieces which later form sedimentary rocks. When these igneous and sedimentary rocks are subjected to immense heat and pressure, they change into metamorphic rocks. Further, the metamorphic rocks, which still remain under high pressure and temperature, change into magma, and again the whole cycle starts. So friends, with this we come down to summarize what we have learned just now. We have talked about interior of the earth, the layers of the earth with crust, mantle and core, asthenosphere, tectonic plates, and then rocks and minerals, uses of rocks and minerals, types of rocks, and rock cycle. So with this, I am leaving you with a link of quiz on this chapter. So happy learning and thank you.